Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today we are going to do a festive card with distinctly non-traditional colours. I do like using non-traditional Christmas colours. I think it's sort of makes your card stand out. But I really also love this stamp set. The stamp set we're going to use is Winter Woods. Now it comes with some stunning dies, so you can get a bundle, and I will be showing more of the projects that you can do with the dies because they are unbelievable, but how pretty are these stamps. So let's get started with Winter Woods. So I'm going to show you a slightly different version of this one. Let's bring in a little bit of grid paper here. Here's my piece. Now with this one I've got nice straight edges, but this time I'm going to have some faux torn edges to my project. And so what you want to do is use some grid paper to line up your cardstock, and then when you put your, and this is just a copy paper, so when you put your mask down, which is what we're making with the copy paper, you can use the grid to make sure that you're straight. Now honestly, because we're doing a rough edge, it doesn't matter at all, but if you're doing a straight edge, then you do need to watch out for that, and you can use your grid to get that straight edge. But we're not doing a straight today, we are doing, and I'm going to actually turn it round so that we get a completely different look here. And that washi tape will just hold everything in place while I add the colour. And the colours I'm going to add are Melon Mambo and Gorgeous Grape, and I'm going to do that with a sponge brayer. Now the reminder I always give my lovely ladies at class is that these little corners of plastic on the sponge brayer, if you press hard into your foam ink pad, they can tear the foam, and you don't want that to happen. So what you're going to do is to go quite lightly into the ink. It doesn't matter how heavy or lightly you go when you put the ink down, but when you go into that ink pad you're going to go quite lightly. I'm going to take my, and this is Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to build that colour up as well. And you can do this as dark or as light as you like. And then when we take these pieces off, we will see that we get a really interesting background to stamp our trees on. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just have a look at where I'm going to put my greeting. I might put it up there, I think, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp the trees first. I'm stamping these in basic grey ink, classic ink. You could do these in black, depends how strongly you want them to stand out, and it also depends how strongly you have done your ink. Yeah, I think I'll do it this way round actually on this one. Okay, and it's quite a big stamp, so I'm pressing down firmly onto there. Pretty. Now if you want to, you can take a marker, this is in again the basic grey, and just give a little kind of snow line to where those trees are standing. Just gives them a little bit of grounding there. And then we're going to do the greeting which is thinking of you this season. Now what I do when I'm ever doing greetings that are in the rubber, if I'm not using my Stamparatus, which of course that's one way of getting them perfectly level, is I have a little practice and I look through the top, right, and I know that I'm going to need to just lift that end just a smidge. It just helps you kind of get a grip of how that is going to look when it goes down. Yay, that's pretty straight, isn't it? Just have a little practice first, or as I say, use your Stamparatus if you want to get it perfectly straight every time. Now I'm going to use some fine tip glue, but before I do that I'm actually going to assemble all the card I've just decided. So let's get some Tondo. We'll just glue that. I'm going to put that onto a basic black layer. And then we are going on to a thick Whisper White cardstock. I wanted to do that first because I'm going to apply some glitter to this, and then I want it to dry before I handle it again, so I didn't want to have to stop and start on the video. So I'm going to use the fine tip glue. It's got a little tiny point here, and what I tend to do when I'm doing my first little blob is just get it, because that had a little bubble in it, just get it started first, and then you can just dot it all over. You can put it just on the colour, or you can put it on the white as well. And I quite like to do a little bit down where the trees are, in a little line. Now when you're using the fine tip glue, it's very important to put the lid back on. And doing this in front of the camera is a pressure because it is very tiny, but you've got a little point here, whether you can see that there, and you need to put that little point in. There we go, the nozzle, and that will keep it nice for next time. Let's bring in our dazzling diamonds. I always put mine in a bigger pot so we can then tip straight back in to the pot there. And there we go. A little bit of shimmer and shine. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. Right, now that is done, as you can see, with the torn edging or the straight edging. Which one do you prefer? I think I'm liking this one. I thought I was going to say that one, but you know, I think I like this one. So I hope you've enjoyed visiting Elizabeth's craft room today. I would love to see your creations with winter woods and what colours you put in the background there. Thanks for visiting, and I look forward to welcoming you back again soon.